Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Division 2 of FQ. I am Dangerous Dodo, one of your commentators for today, and joining me as usual in the commentary box back after a week hiatus. Great to have you back. It is, of course, Finexi. How are you doing?
Hello mate, I am doing very well, very excited to be back. After like you say, a week's hiatus for myself, but yeah, very excited to be back in the commentary booth for a very interesting and exciting race for the championship, both of them.
Of course, yeah. Now, Australia, the newly reworked Australia, we know is great for racing. Uh, three DRS zones, four? Three, no, three now. Three DRS zones.
Three.
And lots of opportunities for overtaking. Do you like this track? Is this one that you personally enjoy?
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. As you very much know, I have an uncanny ability to run very low wings on this track.
I know that all too well, yeah.
So yeah, It's a track I've definitely mastered to some level. In terms of that, still not too fast around here, but I really like it in terms of racing and for a hot lap as well, as everyone's going out really early here.
They are indeed, yes. Big Boris, as usual, he always seems to be the first man out on track, and he is again. Before we go any further, we should mention that there is quite a big absence on the grid today. Skip, unfortunately, will not be contesting the last two races of the season, so our thoughts go out to Skip, and we thank him for all the great races he's given us over the season, and we hope that he's okay, and and that he's watching hopefully as well to see the last two races pan out. But yeah, he will not be contesting the last two races, unfortunately. So yeah, it is a Lance versus Kaz shootout, I guess, for the title, with was it Kaz having to outscore Lance by 2 in order to keep the title fight going.
Yes.
To the final race.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely something that we've seen the Japanese driver do, and he can do throughout the season. Kaz, a very quick driver indeed, but to outscore someone like Lance, who we've seen in the races, doesn't put a foot wrong, and is consistent as all hell. It's going to be a difficult one for Kaz today, but outscoring him only by 2 points, definitely possible to keep the title fights alive into Singapore, and as we very well know, anything can happen at Singapore.
Yeah, well, it's not over till it's over, and a track like Singapore, that's not your normal season finale, so that will definitely throw up something of an interesting race, I'm sure, especially if there's a bit of wet weather sprinkled in. But following Big Boris now, first man to start his flying lap, see what he can do. And one thing we've also got to watch out for in this is, like you mentioned, the high downforce versus the low downforce. The high downforce, of course, will benefit you when you have the DRS through qualifying, but then in the race, that's when the low downforce comes into its own.
Yeah, absolutely. The low downforce definitely, especially on this back straight, and there are actually 4 DRS zones in the game now that I'm looking at it. But definitely down that back straight, the low downforce setup helps you a lot in the race. But in qualifying, it's going to hinder you, and you might start a few places back. And
AJ, that's out of the chicane. That's out of the fast chicane. He's gone into the wall, so he will not set a time. He will start from the back of the grid, unfortunately. It's been a great season for AJ so far, but that's not what he wanted in the penultimate round. As we continue.
No, not at all. But we've seen AJ start from the back of the grid in Austria, and that was his best drive of the season so far, so maybe the spark is reignited in him to get that back, reignite that kind of performance here in Australia today, as Ekoi goes fastest now with a 1:19.0.
He does indeed, and then the next man across the line will be Stevie, one of the two Alpines. Again, 2 fast drivers. He goes provisional pole with an 18.8, and then the next one across the line is Lance to start a lap.
He's finishing a lap here.
There we go, quad end into third, good lap. And then we've got Spazerman.
Yes.
P1, as we'd expect. Very rapid driver, and then Kaz Must have backed out of that
Starting
one.
lap now, yeah.
Yeah.
Must have backed out of the first one, maybe invalidation at the fast chicane or something similar to that.
And also
Cody's, yeah.
Nick will want to
Cody
go
was fourth
faster.
fastest.
Good luck from Cody as well. Yeah, Nick will want to go faster. He's probably him and Kaz are probably the ones out of position most at the moment. I imagine maybe Nick got held up a little bit on that lap or made an error. 19.2 is not what we'd expect from him, but I'm sure he'll have another go. As we've got Rab Zog now coming to the line. We know he can put in a performance on his day. Let's see what he can do in the Haas to the line. Only P9 for now, so he'll definitely want to find more, though that is... He's got a full battery, so he must have pulled out again.
Following Lance through this final sector, and there a bit of impeding there from the championship rival Kaz, and or one of the Aston Martins at least. I'm not
Big
sure
slide.
that it was Kaz, but yeah, the championship leader now coming to the final corner on the main straight. Goes
Still P2.
Line, second fastest, but 7/10, notably 7/10 off of Spider-Man.
And we've got
massive
Golf.
advantage that he has on top.
Yeah, that is a good lap from Spazman, an 18.0. On board with Golf now as Kaz does go into P2. Still 4/10 roughly off Spazman, so Spazman great banker lap there, and Golf had a real moment going through turn 5 there, and he's gone wide now, and that's invalidated.
Yeah, that was inevitable from the moment that he touched that grass on the exit. You cannot get away with that, no matter how good you are of a driver. But yeah, Spazman on provisional pole with a very, very, very good lap.
Yeah, very good lap indeed, and I believe we've got Ghost now down in P8. He's gone for a second push, so although he is half a second down on his previous time, and he's gone into the gravel, so that will not be an improvement. And I believe that's everyone for their first runs. They'll all peel back into the pits, other than Simi, who's on an outlap.
Yes. The man who's always out of sync with everyone else. Always.
I don't know why he does this.
2 laps in qualifying. He does always only do 2 laps in qualifying, as far as I'm aware.
He does, yeah. I'm not sure why, but it has worked for him in the past.
Saving those set of softs, yes, we've seen his race pace more often than not trump his quali pace. And yeah, he's saving tires to get that advantage going into the race. Might have a bit of traffic on this lap, but hopefully for him he'll get through it nice and easy as he now goes through the final corner. Very little grip here.
Do you want to take us around a lap?
Yeah. Simi, you just go full throttle here into turn 1. Go to the left of the track. You can take the chicane, take the apex a little bit more. Simi's done it nicely though. Then go all the way to the left. So this corner, use all of the track. Missing the apex a little bit as Simi. It's very hard to navigate through these corners. Again, missing the apex a little bit, but you'll get away with that. This is a flat-out right-hander, and ending sector 1 with a 127.2. That's not a bad sector at all. That's a little bit wide there as well, Simi. Not the tidiest of laps so far, but a nice lap all together. 2 downshifts, then onto the straight. This is all the second sector is. It's just the straight, so here we'll have a good look into who's running less downforce as you flick the car left, flick the car right through that fast chicane, and then you head into the technical part of the track into sector 3. This is what the downforce will matter. I think Simi running a little bit more downforce. No snaps on that car so far. The Mercedes looking very, very planted through this final sector. You go all the way to the left, and then through the final corner. Don't get too eager on the throttle or you'll lose the back end as he now puts his throttle down. And where's this lap going to take him? It's 10th fastest with a 119.3.
Good lap overall, I think, there from Simi as bankers go, and he'll definitely, like you said, I think the first sector quite a bit of time to find. As Stevie was on a lap, he invalidated, and that is his teammate going past him, so we can look at Nick as he goes through the first sector. Someone left the session.
That is Feed. He's joined late, but he hasn't actually picked a car. He's been joining and he's leaving the session. I don't quite know what's happening there. But Nick definitely wanting an improvement on his first lap. That 119.2, not to the standards of the Alpine driver. as
Yep.
he goes through the final few corners. Needs to find 1.2 seconds to even challenge for a provisional pole position right now. Don't think he'll be looking for that. He'll just be looking for a few more places up the grid as Nick.
Oh,
Never mind.
never
He will go
mind.
for that, and he will get provisional pole. That is a fantastic lap from Nick Fuhrman, and I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Nick. That is a lap and a half.
It is, and what is that? 100th of a second ahead of Spazzaman. So Spazzaman needs to respond now. On board with the champions elect, and he has just invalidated going through the flat out turn 5. So Lance will not make that lap.
Yep. He was a 10th up in sector 1 still, so we know Lance has a lot more time on that lap, and so I'm just pulling Stevie through sector 1 as he's going for a second push lap in a row.
Big Boris to the line.
Compounded tires.
Big Boris does improve. It's not enough to improve his position, unfortunately, as we'll cut, like you said there, to Stevie. He's going through sector 1 now. And he's almost 3/10 up on his time, so this is looking like a good lap. If he can keep this improvement going, then he's going to be right in the top 4, I would say. Maybe even top 3, depending on how good these sectors go. And he's found a little bit more time in that middle section of the track. No invalidations this time for Stevie so far. Let's hope my commentator's curse doesn't affect him. It usually does at some point during the race, but we'll see as he goes through this fast right-hander and into the really fiddly final part of the sector. A little bit wide, but keeps it in 3rd gear and good exit. We'll see how he does on the exit of the final corner. He does well. To the line, what will this be for Stevie? Is this going to be into the top 3? It is, P3, good lap, and only a 10th and a half off P1.
Yeah, the Alpines now showing the form they were showing early on in the season. They've kind of gone missing in the middle of the season, but now they're back towards the back end of the season, still fighting, I believe, for 2nd place in the Constructors even. I'll check that in a moment.
Was that a double push for Simi? Because he's on another lap and he's just gone P8, so I didn't think he had time there to change tyres and go again, so he must have done a double push, but that's a good lap on a used set if that is the case for the Mercedes driver. And we haven't had Spazzaman or Kaz out on the circuit since that first lap, so they're keeping their cards close to their chest and only going to get 2 laps in this session. As we've got a couple more people to the line now. That is Ghost coming around the final complex, although he does duck into the pits. And we've also got Golf through the final sector now. Only man so far still in the session that hasn't set a time. Ecoy's out. Where's that? Oh, that's the flat out turn 5.
Has he done an Albon?
I think he's done an no, not an Albon. No, not an Albon. He's done. I can't remember who's crashed there. Anyway, he's done a someone, and he's out of the session, unfortunately. Currently sitting P9. And Golf goes 5th. Good lap from him into the top 5. Great job from Golf. And he'll get one more go as well to possibly improve on that position. He has been on pole, remember, this season, so he definitely has it in him. We've got Cody. Cody's on a lap 2. Currently down in 11th. We'd expect more from him. He's usually right on the money, and he's 3/10 up. He's 3/10 up. That'll put him around about Lance's pace, actually. Lance currently down in 7th. He's going to want to improve for sure.
Yeah, and we've seen he has time in his first sector. He just invalidated that that one lap we were on board with. And Cody, 3/10 up the purple middle sector.
I'm not sure if that actually is a purple middle sector or whether it's the minimap lying to us, as it does sometimes. But he's, like I said, 3.5 now, 10ths up on his previous best. Let's see what he's got through the middle sector, cleanly through there. Using all the track on the inside, not touching the curb. And then hooking up the apex nicely there as well. This is looking like it could be a good lap from Cody. Opens the DRS, a little bit of a wiggle on exit to the line. What's he going to do? P7.
Yep, good luck from the Alpha Tauri, and Gordon has set a big snap in sector 1. It's insane how he's kept that out of the wall, but Wow.
He's backed out of it. The red light on the
Yeah.
back of that Red Bull flashing, so he's not deploying anymore. He will go again. And then we're going to get the last few people, well, the last laps started from everyone else. As we have Rabzog starting a lap now. He's got a bit early compared to everyone else, wants a clear track, don't blame him. Currently sitting on a 22.8, he's definitely got time in hand there, down in 14th place. And Big Boris has done the same, they're both on a lap now. This will be their last lap. That's wide, that's really wide. Oh, and he's had another snap.
Oh,
And that,
dear, oh dear.
surely he's got to back out of that one.
He's backed out.
He does. Look at Boris. He's the next man.
Still yet to score points this season is Big Boris. Hoping to do it in the final 2 races.
Oh, that's out. He's
but
out.
Not gonna do it here. He's out of qualifying, and that is a nasty crash.
That is a near identical incident to what Ekoi did. The same corner. That curb is lethal. We know that on the outside of the track. So big shame for Big Boris, because he was improving. Big shame for Big Boris, yeah, no pun intended.
Indeed. It is going to be one of the Alpines, I believe, setting a lap first. It's going to be Stevie.
Stevie, yeah, currently sitting P3, great qualifying. I don't know what Stevie's best qualifying is so far this season.
He's been on pole.
He's been on pole, has he? Okay, so yes, of course he was. He was,
yes.
Yeah. So can he replicate that? It's currently an Alpine 1-3. Is it going to be the penultimate race where they finally start performing how we've been saying they should all season? It would be an incredible story if they did. As Stevie is going to break the beam in the first sector, and he is up. He is up by over half a tenth.
Yeah, and as I say, Alpine still fighting for P2 in the Constructors' Championship mathematically, so if they could turn up these last few races, as we know, Skip is not racing for Williams anymore, and yeah, they have a very real chance of a P2 in the Constructors should they both turn up and have good races. Stevie, purple in the middle sector, 1.5 tenths up, almost 2 tenths up.
This is looking like a really nice lap for Stevie.
Yes.
Could he be on pole position for the second time this season? It would be an incredible lap if he can pull it off, but again a bit wide on the grass on the entry and the exit. Has that cost him the time for pole? Has he bottled it in that final section of the circuit to the line? Is it going to be enough? It is!
Wow.
A 17.8, even with that mistake.
Spazzaman is 2 tenths up. Spazzaman is going to respond immediately.
Yeah, we've got Spazzaman, Kaz, both on a lap. Lance as well, don't forget, also on a lap in the final sector.
Only 2 tenths up. Only 2 tenths up for the championship leader. It's looking very, very... It's not looking great for the championship leader.
He's out! He's in the wall! That's a big upset.
That is Lance Fenton starting at best in 9th place.
And that's Rab and Ghost, I think, retiring on track. A bit naughty.
Yep. Is there anyone behind them starting up? There is. Okay. Then it is a little bit naughty, you're correct.
As we got, Spazman to the line, back to the action. And is it going to be pole? No! He doesn't manage it. He loses time in the final 2 sectors.
Nick is invalidated. Nick is out of the pole.
Nick's invalidated. What about Kaz? What about Kaz?
About 2 tenths up. Kaz is 2 tenths up going into
He's the only person that can deny Stevie a pole position here. The Aston Martin opens the rear wing down to the line. Is it going to be enough for pole? It isn't.
Oh,
Stevie,
oh my goodness, that's close.
by 8 milliseconds, still has pole. That's the gravel and the wall
Rob
for
is coming
Kaz.
through the final sector now.
Can Rob do it? This would be incredible. To the line, doesn't improve. What about Cody?
Cody's up on his time. And Quaden. Cody and Quaden are the last 2 to set a lap time in this qualifying session. Can either of them pull off an upset and deny Stevie his second pole position of the year, as Cody just now heading through the final sector. He's on the grass still a little bit on the gravel. Doesn't affect him too much. Hopefully he will still be gaining time. He was up through that sector 2 as he navigates this long left-hander, this long left-right. This takes a lot of patience to get through. You can't put your foot down too early.
Cody to the line.
Well, could he take a surprise pole here? No.
He improves to 5th, good lap, and Quad doesn't improve.
Invalidated.
Unfortunate.
Oh, there was an Alfa Romeo in the background going around. I don't know who that was.
That must be Spazzaman. Yeah, it is Spazzaman
Yeah.
on his cooldown lap.
He's lost a bit of wing. Alfa
but
Romeo won't be too happy about that.
that is
Maybe.
Stevie on pole position for the second time this season, and then Alpine 1-3.
Yes.
Yes, Alpine 1-3. So finally, after all the times we've said Alpine, P4, sorry, all the times that we've said Alpine are underperforming, they finally performed, and it is Stevie by 8 milliseconds who takes pole.
Top 3.
And then 15 milliseconds back from Stevie is Spazzaman. That is incredibly close between the top 3, and then it is Nick, and then Cody. That's your top 5. Great job by Cody as well to sneak into the top 5 there at the last. Golf takes P6, and then it's Rob, Rab, Lance with a poor qualifying in 9th, has a lot of work to do, and then Quad in 10th. And then it's Simi, Ekoi, Ghost, Boris, and AJ, who didn't set a lap time, rounds out the grid. And that is your grid for the Australian Grand Prix. Big upsets in qualifying with your second in the championship, P2, but your championship elect, Lance, P9.
Yeah, that's perfect for Kaz. I mean, that's everything he needs like right now. He needs as many points towards him as he possibly can. He needs the 2 points to stay in contention, but remember, if he gets those 2 points, he still has a 26-point gap to bridge, so he needs a lot more than that 2 points to realistically still stay in the championship challenge. The constructors, McLaren, just need higher than a P8 to secure it, and Aston Martin would need a 1-2 either way, so
Yeah.
I don't think McLaren will be too concerned with the constructors title here. I think they've got that in the bag, and I think Lance is just now driving for himself and for the drivers' championship.
Yes, I would agree. I think it's very unlikely that a 1-2 for Aston Martin is going to happen, but we have seen more unlikely happen in this league, so you never know. And also with Alpine fighting for that P2, like you said earlier, in the constructors, you can't get a much better qualifying session than that. So it's going to be interesting, not only how the drivers' championship shakes up over this race, but also the constructors' championship, as we wait for the drivers to finalise their strategies, and then we'll go through the tyre choice for everyone on the formation lap.
We'll be waiting for a while. We know Simi likes to hold on until he presses ready up. At least no one's readied up early. That
True.
is something positive to take away from this. Although,
People are learning.
Yeah.
Incredibly
on round 15 out of 16, people are learning.
Yeah, well, at least it's better than nothing, isn't it? Better late than never.
Yep. Absolutely, and it doesn't look like there will be any rain. It looks very, very sunny indeed, so...
Not like the Div 1 race here, where it was torrential rain, full wet tyres for the whole time. And here we go. We are now on the grid for the formation lap, and we can go through the tyres. So, front row, Stevie and Kaz on the soft tyres. Spazzaman deciding to go for the alternate strategy on the mediums, and then Nick. So both Alpines on the softs, and Cody, Golf and Rob are all medium. Rab is on softs, and then Lance, Quad, Simi, Ekoi, Ghost and AJ all on mediums, with Big Boris there on soft. So majority going mediums, but then 3 of the top 4 going for the softer, faster compound.
Lance is still in turn 1. When I went to him, he was stalled on the grid, so I don't know what's happened there, but Lance Fenton,
right at the back of the pack.
Now back of the pack, still will start nice, obviously, because of the way the formation lap works. You cannot lose places or gain places on the formation lap, obviously. But yeah, that now puts the 2 championship leaders, championship rivals, on alternate strategies.
It does, yeah. The 2 championship rivals on alternate strategies, and I think what Kaz and Stevie want to do here is get a good start and pull away from the rest of the field, and they'll want to gap Spazzaman as much as possible, because he will come into his own in the final stint on the soft tyres. But also this plays into their hands if there is an early safety car, which happens so much in Div 1. But I'm not going to get into that.
Not so much in Div 2.
Not too much in Div 2. So they'll be hoping for an early safety car and getting onto those mediums and forcing the medium starters into a bit of a dodgy strategy call. That was close
Lance
between Kaz and...
overtaking people here, which is...
I think you are allowed to overtake people on the formation.
You are allowed to, but
Yeah.
It's a bit interesting. Nothing else.
As long as they haven't, no one's made contact and been sent to the grid,
Yep.
that's the main thing, because that does hinder your tyre warm-up as we get Stevie.
I would be really interested to know what happened to Lance and why he was stuck on the grid for so long. Probably not a clutch issue as you could see in real life F1.
Oh, that's such an awful camera angle, isn't it? Oh, I hate the camera.
Oh no.
Stevie's been disqualified from pole. That's not good. I'm going to have to go on board. I'm going to go on board with Nick for the start so we get a view of the top 4. Kaz is pointing quite aggressively towards the left there to try and get ahead of Stevie. And with Stevie with disqualification, it's not going to be... That's not the ideal start to the race he would have wanted, as we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th red light. And they will extinguish to get the race underway. Lights out and away we go, and it's a great start from Kaz already off the line, but Stevie hasn't got a bad start either, and Stevie's deploying and he will get the whole shot into the first corner. And in the background, that's contact between Cody and Nick, and Nick has saved that really well. Cody up to 4th place. The elbow's out.
Through nicely as it stands. But yeah, as you say,
that's Rab in the background. More contact is being made here. Keep it clean, guys. Cody's already got a 3-second time penalty.
The Red Bull round. Quad end is round.
Quad end is round.
Got a front wing damage. Someone's got front wing damage. I saw something flying off or something. I think Lance is fine. But he did tap. This is a little bit scary now for Lance and for everyone, I suppose. As Rab Zorg making even more moves. Now up to P5 already.
Cody, oh, there's contact.
Ooh.
There's a bit of a glitch there. I'm not quite sure what happened, and now Nick's going to try and re-overtake him.
Happened. And now Nick and Cody, or Nick, Cody and Rab, they're all very close together.
Ooh, there's contact!
Oh no!
Oh, Rab's in the grass, and that's still going to go through. Rab's still in the grass, and who's that in the background? That's Ghost getting all squirrely on the exit. This is
getting up the grass. This is crazy once again. And Lance, I don't know. He probably doesn't have front wing damage. He's not pitting. But he did get a hit, and Kaz takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Exactly what he needs to do today. He needs to score maximum points and then worry about anyone else behind him. Then worry about where Lance finishes. But Kaz takes the lead of the Grand Prix.
I think Stevie made an error there out the final corner that allowed Kaz in the slipstream to get past. Because despite the fact that Kaz has hardly deployed any ERS, he still managed to make that overtake. So it is Kaz who leads the race, perfect with his championship rival down in 10th place. This could be really important.
Oh, AJ's out.
AJ's out. Is it going to be a safety car?
Had a massive crash
Virtual safety car.
That looked like a massive crash for AJ, but as I was saying, Lance looks stuck in P10. Is this going to be a Petrov moment with Ekoi holding up Lance
I think
in this championship?
Possibly. He might have been waiting for the DRS, and I doubt Lance would go for a risky move with the championship on the line as it is. But we have got a virtual safety car. The race will be neutralised until AJ's car and debris is cleared. It shouldn't be long because it has disappeared.
Yep, should not be long, but
Quad End and Ekoi have both got drive-through penalties for speeding on the safety car, and we are back to green flag racing. And that's Stevie's actually done well with the delta there, and Kaz maybe caught napping a little bit, and DRS is enabled. That means that Stevie now in a great position to stick behind Kaz and use him as a bit of a tow with the DRS.
Yep. I'll tell you what, the interesting thing now, Lance, look who's behind him. It's Ghost all under a 10th behind Lance right now, and Ghost for the championship. He knows his teammate is in that battle. If you're Ghost, do you just attack Lance? Dump all of your battery now to slow him down.
Ooh, so Spazerman almost did an AJ there and went into the wall. Over that curb, got a massive snap, and he did it like Fernando Alonso in China-esque save.
Yellows for quad end.
Is that, yeah. He is quite far off the back of the field, unfortunately, and,
Yep.
and so is Ecoy with that penalty
Ooh,
served.
Stevie nearly going for the lead there. That was
Stevie's got
all
pace, you know.
passes at a snap, though.
Oh, Stevie!
Stevie's had a bigger
Stevie's
snap.
in the wall! Stevie's out!
Stevie's out.
That's going to be a safety car.
Safety car. Yes.
Yeah, it's a full safety
Full
car.
safety car.
Stevie's out. That's
Oh.
such a shame. Oh
Rab is
no.
round as well. Rab is round as well.
Yeah, Rabzog is also around. He's not out of the race, though. Does he have damage? Does Rab have damage? No, it doesn't look like it.
I don't believe so. It didn't look like it. Kaz
Boris
is not
now
in.
gets
Kaz
to
is
drive
not
through.
in. He's in. He's in. Never mind. He crossed the pit end.
That's
around. I don't
early.
know how
That's early for me.
aesthetic that is, but yes, that is very early. Nick is in as well. All the soft runners are in. What does Lance do? Lance stays out.
Lance has to stay out. He has to on the medium tyres. Like, you're not going to
Yep.
get the soft out, and the medium, the hard's going to be too slow.
Kaz has gone on hard.
He has, but another safety car and it's all over. I don't think Kaz has made the right call there. You know, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I might be wrong,
It's only
but
going to be 15 laps, isn't it? I think
yeah,
it is only going to be 15 laps, and Kaz has got a penalty here.
he has. What's he got?
He's
Let's
got
have
a
a look.
5-second penalty for
Oh, speeding the pit lane. Speeding the pit lane. That's huge.
That is massive for the championship now.
So
I
the-
will just check if that is the case. Yes, it is speeding in the pit lane. 5-second time penalty for definite Kaz. So
God, this race
Oh
has been
dear,
turned
oh
on its
dear.
head so many times in the space of 4 laps. I'm gutted for Stevie. He was looking so good. Can't believe that he's out of the race after being on pole position. Such a shame, but I'm sure his day will come. It certainly will. He shows flashes of pace so often. Just really unlucky with that crash. Now what we need to do is we've got a Miami-esque situation with the ex-race leader pitting really early for hards and the other guys staying out, and they will try and pull out as much of a gap as possible, but Kaz is only down in 8th place.
yeah, but then if you think back to Miami, the gap at the end was only 2 seconds when Stevie was chasing down Lance, and now Kaz has a 5-second time penalty.
True.
So
True. I mean, because we know Kaz needs a win here. If he has, if he wants a good chance of winning the title next time out next week, he needs to win this race, maximum points, and then hope that Lance has a bit of a shocker and drops all the points. He cannot afford even to come second. That 7 points difference will make
he's
it.
gonna
He's
serve the
in.
pits. He's gonna serve the 5-second penalty. I was going to suggest this, but he cannot go on the hards again.
No, he's gonna have to go mediums.
I don't know what. He's serving the 5-second time penalty, which is understandable. I understand that, but going on to the mediums.
The mediums will go to the end. They'll be touch and go at the end, but they will go to the end. I mean, it's 15 laps. I mean, when they'd have pitted what, lap 8?
Ooh, Gordon's round. I'm getting back going now. Oh, not a great braking.
I'm surprised Gordon hasn't pitted, to be honest, from those hard tyres, gone to the mediums.
Yeah.
But
Not
yeah, so
the
Kaz
best
now
way
down
to
in
do it, but, yeah.
12th.
Yeah, it's he has dug himself a hole here, has Kaz. And now it's all about can he get out of it or not. He is committing now to go to the end, unless there is another safety car.
Yeah. If you're Lance, you're going to want a safety car in roughly
Yes,
3 laps time.
but
4
even
laps
if there
time.
isn't a safety car, you can maybe see Lance getting past Kaz, because Kaz is going to be a bit behind people like Boris, Ecoy, Rab,
Safety car's
who
in.
are going to hold him up.
Safety car will be in at the end of this lap, and it will be Spazamhan who gets us underway. We haven't really talked about him with all the drama going on, but he's been sitting pretty behind the leaders, and he's capitalised on a couple of errors from Stevie and Kaz, and on those medium tyres, he's looking really good. And Cody as well in P2. Shame about that 3-second penalty, and then Golf as well. Also currently sitting P3 as we wait for Spazman to get underway, backing the pack up a little bit. Not too slow though, as he waits for the safety car to peel off into the pit
Nothing
lane.
like yours. They aren't 20 kilometers an hour.
Whoa! Let's be real here. Joe's restarts are slower than mine.
Yeah, but around Australia last time we raced, you were very slow. But anyway, Spaz has got us underway. And Cody's got a good launch out of this.
Yes.
Cody's deploying. He's going to want to look for a move maybe for the lead of the Grand Prix. And he's not going to quite make it. As Golf and Rob going side by side there as Lance. Then Lance might be looking to attack this fight. It's Rob, Golf and Lance. Now all three very, very close. And Ghost is down the inside of Lance now. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Lance,
out.
Spazzaman's out. Spazzaman's spun. There's contact there between Lance and Golf have come together, and there's massive contact. Golf is round.
Lance has damage. Damage for Lance. Safety car now. Cody leads. Rob is second. The father-son duo now 1-2 of this race.
Nobody wants to lead this race.
Safety car now. How is no one?
And Simi gets a 5-second penalty. That's because he overtook Lance. Because he was behind Lance before that. He overtook Lance when Golf was spun in front of him, and clearly got an illegal overtake and didn't hand the position back.
Some sort of curse to leading this race now.
It's like a MotoGP race. Everyone seems to be throwing it in the wall from the lead. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I mean, we've had Stevie from P2, Kaz getting a penalty from P1 having to serve it under the safety car, and now Spazman spinning on the lap after the restart from P1, and now Cody and Rob, the father-son 1-2 is not what I thought I'd be saying, and then Ghost in P3.
Yeah. Not at all, and like we were talking about the Aston Martin 1-2 before the race started, and Ghost is not in.
Neither's Rob. No.
Right, Simi's not in.
Simi's not in. Lance pits. Lance pits.
I cannot understand that.
Golf.
Not to pit now.
Nick stays out. Brad pits. Igor
Lance
stays
has
out.
to
Boris stays out. Kaz stays out. Quad end pits.
I do not understand the decision not to pit there.
I don't know. I mean,
it would be on the softs actually. Lance is onto the hards. You are, now that I think
Cody's
about
on
it,
the
you would
hards.
have to get. Yep.
Surely the mediums could go to the end, unless they started on mediums.
They started on mediums.
Yes, of course. Although 13 laps on the softs could be done.
This race has been an absolutely wild one so far. Rob leads from Ghost, from Simi, who's got that 5-second time penalty now, from Nick, who, remember, Nick Fuhrman already made his pit stop.
He has, yeah. So he is the first person who has stopped in this Grand Prix, and he's got quite a few cars. He's got 2 cars for himself and Kaz, who's the next person who's stopped too. So, and also Big Boris with the drive-through. He's looking really good, but also Cody as well, sitting there now in 8th place. Yes, he's got that 3-second penalty. But he's got fresh tyres, and only 2 people ahead of him who've pitted.
Yeah. I mean, call who's gonna win this race then.
No, I'm not calling anything. You cannot call this, because I'll call someone, they'll start leading and they'll crash, because that's what's happened the whole time so far, apparently.
Anyone in the top 3 is not safe from the occasional crash.
Nobody wants to lead this race, and hopefully Rob isn't the next victim of the leader's curse.
And Cody pitted to avoid the leader's curse.
Maybe that was the strat from Cody. He was like, I do not want to lead this race till the final lap, in case Australia bites me.
Final lap, final corner, final straight. Oh dear. But Lance now, no damage anymore. He got his front wing fixed in P10.
I'm surprised that Simi didn't pit just to get rid of that 5-second penalty, to be honest.
That is true. He could have gone on to a fresh set of mediums even. And perhaps...
Because, he's going to have to serve that now, unless there's another safety car, of course. He's going to have to serve that under green flag conditions, so he's going to lose a lot more time than the likes of Kaz, who served it under safety car.
Yeah, absolutely.
It also annoys me in this game how you can't serve 3-second penalties.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like, yeah.
But you know, it is how it is. Same for everyone, and I reckon safety car will be in this lap.
We did not jinx you, I believe. We were. I don't think we jinxed you.
No, I don't think we jinxed you, Stevie. I mean, I said Oh no, to be fair, literally the chicane before you span, I said you were looking really fast, and then you span.
Oh dear.
Maybe I did. But come on, I'm trying to commentate on the race. I'm saying what I'm seeing, and then you crash. Not you can't blame that on me, right?
Does this mean AJ wins? Yes.
AJ wins from 15th and out. I think that'd be a very tall order for AJ, to be honest.
I agree with you about like if you know, maybe it should be like optional to serve 3-second time.
It should be. As
I don't
like
know.
says, we're gonna get it underway.
Yeah.
And Rob will lead us off.
Can you show the tires?
I can.
It says Ange. I'm reading the chat for once.
There are the
none of
tyres.
the peop- Anyway, we're gonna get back underway here. Rob through the final corner now. Goes very much neck behind him, but Rob has gone and gotten everyone napping here. What's happened? Boris is going for a move on Ecoy, and Kaz has already gone for a move on Cody. And
Ecoy's on the
track.
grass, and he's.
Oh, no,
Oh! That's Kaz! Kaz is out!
Kaz is out of the race!
No, he's not. He's not.
He's not out.
He's not out. But Cody is. Cody's out of the race. And is that going to be a safety car? Kaz is still in the wall.
Is he stuck in the wall?
Kaz was stuck inside Cody's car, and he's got no front wing.
He's back going now, but you must think that's championship over now.
It's got to be. I mean, I don't know how that's not a safety car, but another coming together at turn 1, and Rob still leads this race.
Be.
That I do not know what happened there, but that is mental.
Oh dear. That is never what you want to see. A complete collision into turn 1 there.
Ooh, Ghost has got a really good exit here, and he's in the slipstream, and he's going to go for the move.
Again. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
it's okay. As Ghost takes the lead, Ghost has overtaken Rob for the lead of the Grand Prix, and that is Nick overtaking Simi as well.
Oh, Ghost had a bit of snap there, but we were talking about it, and now it's the wrong Aston Martin winning the race.
It is.
This is incredible. I mean, it's never what you want to see, these collisions, but they make the race so unpredictable, as Nick sets the fast lap the race.
Here goes Rob. Is he going to try it around the outside? No, he's shown the door by Ghost. That's good defending, but now Nick has got a good run.
Up for Nick. Are they going to go 3 wide? Don't go 3 wide, lads.
Oh no,
Okay,
Nick backs out.
Out of it. Yep.
Oh, that's a squeeze. That's a squeeze from Ghost. Into the wall goes Rob. Luckily, there's no damage for the Red Bull. But that was cheeky, to say the least, from our race leader, Ghost. But no damage or real repercussions from that, which is good. And Simi now looking at Nick as well. We've also got to watch Lance as he tries to make his way up the field on those hard tyres. He's now provisional P2 once the... provisional P3, because Rab, under the radar, has also pitted, remember. So, as Lance does overtake Ecoy up into 6th place.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick. Nick into the 2nd.
Nick for Rob, yeah.
We'll go back to the penalty screen now.
Yeah. I'm still very, very perplexed by everything that's going on, and the championship now already looking decided unless there is another safety car, 'cause otherwise I don't think Kaz has any more say in this Grand Prix. But yeah, it's Nick now going for the lead of the Grand Prix, surely. He's got so much overspeed. DRS not enabled, he doesn't need it. It'll do this lap, but they're going side by side in turn 1. This might not end well.
Good defense there.
Later. That is great defense from Ghost. Broke later and got retained the place, sorry, and now the top.
Was that Simi? Simi down the inside of Rob. That's a late move, and there's contact between the Mercedes and the Red Bull. That's not the first time I said that. And Rab now down the inside, and Lance is going to have a sniff at the back end of Simi, and yeah, that could be taken out of context quite easily. Now I've said that, but oh, Ecoy spun Lance. Lance is round. Ecoy spun him.
What's happening?
Lance is around.
That's
he got hit.
Causing 2 collisions for the championship.
I mean, he's still in 8th place, and that's a big gap back to Boris, but that's not what Lance needs at all as he falls off the back of the pack. Ecoy just punted him round going through turn 6. Oh, here he goes, the LP.
He's around the outside again. That's Ghost Can he defend this one? No, he can't.
Contact.
The Alpine just too much pace. And that is the race lead for the Alpine of Nick. But this race, these kind of races are perfect for some underdogs to get podiums. As really wide
Ghost
in the final
pits.
corner, Rab is past him now. And Simi might have a look as well.
Ghost pits from second place, and Nick now takes the lead of this race and is in a great position as Ecoy now gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
From bad to worse.
It does indeed.
He's not had a great race today.
Not at all.
Unfortunately for him.
See where Ghost comes out. This is going to be massive because he's got 8 laps on fresh soft to try and make up as many places as possible as Big Boris goes past him. He's currently come out in 8th place. I mean, bless Kaz, he's almost a lap down there in 11th place.
Yeah.
Big shame for both him and Lance.
Not looking great. But anything can happen in this race. There's no point in retiring from it because anything could happen.
Yeah, that's true. And there definitely could be a safety car, and if there is, Kaz is right back in it, especially with the penalties as he sets the fastest lap of the race. He's going to try and salvage a point or two if he can. Simi was having a look there at Rob, but Rob's had a great chicane and pulled that gap back out again as he looks to catch back up to Rab Zog, who's currently sitting in a great P2 as it stands. So,
yeah,
a good race from him too. As Nick is... Oh, and that's Simeon.
Yep. Simi with that 5-second penalty serve, but yeah. It's now all a race of the soft tire runners. Simi's going to come out in P8, I believe, and will need to make up as many positions as he can. And Lance now up to P5 as Ghost has made his way past the other Mercedes of Big Boris.
He has. And he gets a helping of DRS as well.
3-second time penalty. Not the most ideal situation ever, but...
I tell you what, Ghost could catch Lance and overtake Lance. He's only 3.7 down and he's on a set of fresh soft tyres compared to Lance old hards. So look out for that. Ghost might be taking yet more points off the champion-elect, but remember, Kaz has to outscore Lance to keep the championship going. So as it stands, Lance is your Division 2 World Champion. Kaz is out. Kaz has retired in the pit lane, and Lance is your Division 2 World Champion.
Yes.
Lance has won the championship. No matter what happens.
Yeah, you are correct, and that is the most anticlimactic way to end a season that has had so many turns and twists, and you have to feel bad for Kaz here. He's done everything he can do.
He has indeed, as Rob pits from 3rd.
Yeah.
Such a shame, but yeah, well done to Kaz. He's had a great season. Just unlucky in this final race, and Lance now confirmed is your Division 2 World Champion. And it's also looking good for McLaren too. They'll probably take the constructors and the drivers
they will
in
now
one
definitely
swoop.
take the constructors as well, because Aston Martin needed the 1-2, and with Kaz retiring and scoring no points, it's not going to happen. Yeah, both titles now confirmed for McLaren.
Indeed,
in a race that has been chaotic, to say the least, but still 7 laps to go in this Grand Prix and still yet to decide a winner. Haas has a double podium as it stands with Rabzog and Golf Maniac both on that podium position as it stands, but Nick Thum and Rabzog, this battle within DRS, they will battle until the end of the Grand Prix and they will decide this win.
We've also got to watch out for Ghost, who's currently rapidly closing in onto the back of Lance. 1.5 the gap now. It's very possible that Lance could that Ghost could move himself into the top 4, but I do believe the top 3 don't have to pit again. So it's going to have to be done on track. If anyone wants a podium, they're going to have to catch.
Yep. 16 seconds to the lead for Ghost, and probably not happening in terms of the win for him today, but definitely a P4 is doable here for him. Has Golf actually gone into the pit lane yet? Yes, he has. So 12 seconds the gap then as Ghost sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
He does, but Simi beats it straight away. He's on brand new softs too, as is Rob. So those three are going to be on a charge, completely offset from the rest of the pack, who all pitted under the safety car. They were the guys who led from the third safety car, of course. And look at Rab now getting a really good toe behind the Alpine. Is he going to go for it here into the chicane? He gets really close to the back of Nick Furyman, but he thinks better of it this time, and he gets a shocking exit and a bit of a snap. And I thought that might be a bit of a Stevie situation, but he keeps it on the tarmac.
Ghost is now within DRS flans and very, very close, gaining on the back straight. Only 2 tenths now separating the McLaren and the Aston Martin. Again, it's the wrong Aston Martin we would want to see fighting Lance today, but Ghost has absolutely earned his way here.
Here he goes.
And he is going to make the move for P4, never mind, he backs out. Playing the long game, he knows he has the better tires, it's only a matter of time now. Until the Aston Martin does take the P4 here and don't do anything stupid. And he will be just fine.
Contact into the back there, actually, Ghost.
Yep.
But he is going to get the move done, surely now, yeah, with the rear wing open.
And Lance won't probably fight this one too hard.
Yeah, good move.
P4.
Very nice move up into P4 for Ghost, but I think that will be it. 12.9 seconds to golf now. That's really impossible in just 5 laps, you would think.
Yeah, and the safety cars are beginning to be out of the question now, as Rab very close to Nick as I go on board. The gap only a tenth. Are they going to go side by side in this fast chicane? Rab backs out of it, but we'll have a better exit now going on to the second DRS straight in a row. Might go for the move into sector 3. He's deploying now down the inside. Goes Rab Zorg, the Haas driver, does take the lead of the Grand Prix, at least for the moment. Can Nick scrap back through the next corners? No, he can't. And now for Rab, it's all about getting that 3-second gap to Nick. Oh, he might not even get that, because Nick now incredibly close.
Oh, what the?
What? Oh.
What was that?
Oh, what's happened there?
Rab's had a massive glitch and he's just stopped
Sorry
dead
for
on
the
track.
Swearing, but that is the best way I can describe it.
That was that I've never seen that before.
No.
Even in this game with all the bugs, I've never seen a car just stop dead after hitting nothing. That is a real shame because Rab was doing so well.
I'm so confused about everything that's happening in this race so far.
He just stopped dead. Maybe it was a slight disconnection or something. I'm not sure. He just stopped dead, ghosted, and Nick went straight through him.
Yeah, disconnection. You would think he just goes a few seconds back or something, a few tenths back or something, but he just stopped on the track like there was some glue there. What?
Someone said in the chat.
The car.
Esports ready game, by the way. That's quite funny.
Esports ready game, yeah.
Yeah, clearly. I'm surprised.
Of course. Great job, Codemasters.
Thanks, EA.
Great.
It's certainly in the game. I'll tell you what's in the game. Bugs. That's what's in the game. But that has let Nick off the hook.
Yeah, and only 10 people running in this race so far, or any more. And both championships now decided. Now it's all just for position, and Ghost holds the fastest lap in P4. He will stay there barring any more incidents, as Rab is rather losing a lot of time to golf ahead. So could there now be some mechanical problems on the Haas, or is that just a little bit of a mistake that has been made there? But yeah, as you say, I have no idea what's going on.
Me neither. But everyone's spread out now. There's not much going on. The last 2 laps looks like it's going to be quite a quiet affair. I mean, I know I've said that. I've said a few things in this race, and the opposite has happened literally immediately. But yeah, so 4 seconds in hand. Nick over Golf. It looks like the race win is sealed, and a double podium for Haas is the last thing I expected today, to be honest. And and that top 4 is no one would have predicted that. Absolutely no one.
Hit him with a red shell.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear. In a race like this, it's hard to be serious.
It is. I mean, maybe that's what happened to Spazman. Maybe someone blue shelled him. Who's the closest spot on track right now? It's...
Yeah. Maybe we're just playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
No one is within 2 seconds of each other. This is shaping up to be the most boring finish we've ever had in FQ Div 2.
Yeah, I think so, you know. I mean, I was thinking maybe Rob will catch up to the back of Simi, but that's not going to happen.
No. Simi might catch up to the back of Lance, is our best bet at the moment, I think, because Simi's on those soft compound tires and Lance is on the hards.
2 laps to make up 3 seconds. He's going to need 1.5 seconds per lap. That's a big ask, especially on the champion, of course.
Yep.
Lance cannot be caught now in points. The championship's done and dusted, and I'm sure we'll get his view. We'll get him into the commentary box, along with the top 3.
Oi, Lance has had a snap as we're talking about him. I'm just on board with him because I have nothing else to do.
I've been
He's had
watching
a bit of a
Simi.
snap there. Those medium tire or hard tires now definitely going off, and you can see Simi only 2 seconds behind now. So the dream of a wheel-to-wheel battle before the end of the race might not be as over as we thought it was.
Although Lance pulling out a bit.
Yeah, back to 2.2 now. It might be dead.
I think he is just cruising to the end now. He knows that his job is done. The title is his, both the drivers and the constructors. And he's done all he can in this race. Damage limitation to the maximum is, although to be honest, the damage limitation mainly came from Kaz's downfall rather than his own performance.
Yeah.
But that is just how the cookie crumbles sometimes in racing as he goes on to his final lap. And speaking of final lap, in the lead, pretty untroubled since that safety car, Nick. Played the strategy great, has had pace, and most of all, when everyone else has been throwing it off the track around him, including his teammate and of course Spazerman from the lead, he's kept it clean, he's kept it on the track, and he's going to take another victory.
Yeah, avoiding the P1 curse we've been having here. Obviously he still has half a lap to go, so maybe we should just shut up and let him do his thing, but Nick definitely will be happy to take his second victory of the season here. He's improving on his fastest lap, so he's even pushing here. We don't know if that's necessary to maybe force a mistake. Simi is within a second of Lance here. He is? Yes, he has got DRS. Simi's got DRS.
This is interesting. We're going to follow this until Nick gets to the final. So look at the overspeed with the DRS open, makes such a difference. And Simi, it's going to have to be a lunge. It's going to have to be a hell of a lunge from this far back.
I don't think Simi's going to make that.
As we cut to Nick, who, after a great, clean, consistent drive, wins the Australian Grand Prix 5 seconds back. Golf will claim P2, and it's a double podium for the Haas team. A great job from them. Then it will be Ghost making his way around the final corner now. Simi gave it a good go, will not take P5, but it's still a good P6. Ghost takes a great...
Oh,
he will.
Slowed down.
Interesting.
Simi's got a P5 there.
Doesn't matter for Lance.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Doesn't matter for Lance, he is the world champion. He is champion of the world in Division 2. And that is that for the Drivers' World Championship. Ecoy takes a P8. Quad P9.
To say the least.
And Boris. A great story.
His first point of the season.
Indeed. Great job from Boris. Well done.
He kept it clean when others didn't, and he's deserved that point then. So yeah.
An interesting race. Oh, for the wrong reasons, though, I think.
Absolutely for the wrong reasons. Not the race none of us wanted to see, but...
Okay, right, as we look at the podium, it is an Irish flag on the top step, but it's not the one you'd expect. It is Nick Fury, man. Not Lance, who takes the win for LP.
Now, guys.
Yes, driver of the day, of course. If it's someone else other than the top 3 or Lance, we'll have 5 people in the thing to interview. So if you can, try and make it a podium finisher or Lance, if you would, please, chat, just to make our lives a bit easier. And while I run through the order, think about your driver of the day for Nexi. So it's Nick in P1. Takes a second victory of the season and a great consistent drive, and then, like I said, Golf and Rab doing a mega job in second and third, with Ghost in P4, best result for him in FQ, and then Simi P5 and taking the fastest lap point as well. And then it's Lance, the world champion, did enough in that P6. Rob Ecoy, Quad, and Boris takes his first point in P10. And then Kaz, heartbreak for him, losing out of the championship with a DNF in P11. Cody takes P12. Spazman, Stevie, and AJ, all of the bottom 5, DNFing, of course. So for Nexi, driver of the day.
I've seen people in the chat say Golf, and I must agree. He's done a beautiful race so far, and as you say, I would say either of the Haas drivers for me.
Either of the Haas drivers. Okie dokie. So in that case, I think with the one vote in chat for Golf and your vote for Golf, it is going to be Golf. Who takes that? So well done, Golf. Not only a P2, but also a great driver of the day. So a great day all around for the Haas guys, and we will shortly be playing the national anthem of wherever Nick's from. There we go. Right, congratulations to Nick on that brilliant victory there for the Alpine team, their second of the season. Alpine taking pole and the win, of course, but with both of their drivers. And we will shortly get all of the relevant people into the chats.
I believe Rab is not joining us.
Rab is not joining. Okay, so we will have first, second, and our driver of the day. And our champion.
Yes.
We go.
All right then. No Rab, so if you want to take Golf for Nixie for the first.
Yes. Golf.
Yes.
And driver of the day today.
Thank you very much.
So how was that race from your perspective? I don't know how much you saw, but everyone was kind of throwing it into walls and each other out there. Were you affected by any of it? Did you see any of it?
Yeah, so I was affected by Spazza hitting the wall coming out of turn 3, which kind of had a bit of knock on to Lance's race as well, because that damaged his front wing when I was trying to avoid him. But yeah, there was a lot of carnage out there today. But it's one of them races, and you've got to take your chances, and you've got to be there in the right situation, in the right place at the right time. And thankfully, for once, I've not been unlucky, and I've been in that position.
Yeah, I believe. Am I wrong in saying this is your first podium of the season?
My first podium of the season, yeah.
Oh, very well done.
Thank you.
I am a little bit surprised by that stat. It's round 15 out of 16, and you've been always kind of up there, but a bit unlucky, and then the spinning machine that you are.
I am, yeah. I mean, good qualifying pace, but you know, when it comes to race pace and race consistency, I do struggle, and hopefully it's something I can work on heading into the next season.
Yeah, definitely a good start here. And then maybe in Singapore as well, I hope that you continue this form, and we'll see you up here again. But a great race from yourself, a great strategy call to pit under the safety car for the hard compound tires.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. If there's nothing else from you.
No, nothing else. Just I'll let you guys carry on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congrats, Golf, on P2 and Driver of the Day. Voted for by chat and for Nexi, so great, well deserved, and a great 2-3 as well for Haas.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
We move on now to our race winner, who of course, for the second time this season, drives an Alpine, and his name's Nick. What a race! Everyone seemed to just not want to lead the race at certain times. You know, we had so many people throw away good positions. What was that race like for you? Just talk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, the start of the race wasn't too good. Made a lot of mistakes at the very beginning. Lost a position or two. But I think that first safety car saved me definitely. We're pitting on the mediums and just firming it to the end. And yeah, being lucky with the other incidences that happened on later down the line. But I think just consistency really helped me a lot throughout that whole race.
Yeah, you definitely good consistency. When you did pit, did you expect to be able to go to the end on those tyres, or you may be thinking about doing another pit stop?
Another pit stop definitely was in the back of my mind, but I thought like the safety car was gonna end maybe lap 4 or 5, so that would help me out a lot. And then I definitely knew there was gonna be another safety car, just with the nature of the track. So I thought if that can just push me a little bit further, and easing my tires, then I definitely could just take them to the end. So yeah, another safety car definitely was there in the back of my mind, but it wasn't definite.
Right, okay, fair enough. And congratulations on the win, your second of the season. I hope to see you up in
Yeah,
the podium chat again for Singapore and end the season on a high.
yeah, exactly. Thank you very much.
No worries. Nexi, anything for our race winner?
Yeah, Nicholas. Happy
Hello.
to see you.
It is indeed.
It is indeed very well raced from yourself. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations on your win. And
Okay.
then I believe it's the man that everyone should be congratulating today. It's our world champion of Division 2, Lance Fenton.
It is.
Thank you.
Congratulations, to start with. And a mega season from yourself. 3 victories on the way to the World Championship. Didn't go to plan for you today as much though. And Kaz's misfortunes helping a bit. What was the race like from your car? How did it play out for you?
Quali, I set a banker, came in, went out, invalidated, came back in and went for my last one, and the car just wouldn't settle down. I couldn't find the rhythm. Generally, I need my second lap to get my rhythm going, and I just couldn't get it. Somewhat probably nerves. I'm not too sure. Going into the race, then I was just stuck in people with in terrible connection. I couldn't go anywhere. I ended up getting an instance and kind of just trundled home. I'm surprised I got points, to be perfectly honest, but that's the way it is. It's definitely not how I would have wanted to get the championship, seeing as what did happen. I'm thankful, and I'm glad I managed it in the end, but it's definitely not how I would have liked it to pan out personally. But look,
Of course, yeah. Everyone wants to win the race and win the title, but it doesn't always work out that way. But the main thing is you have won, and also to add icing to the cake, McLaren are also now World Constructors Champions as well. So you have both championships wrapped up in one race. You've got to be pretty pleased with that.
yeah, I mean I'm pretty pleased. Obviously, yeah. Like Ange has really brought that home for us. The improvement I've seen from him is just absolutely insane throughout the season. It's just been incredible. Like the teamwork he's shown and everything. I'm so proud of him. I'm also proud of what Golf and Rab, and obviously Nick for their performances today. They were flawless. To be fair to them, they did such a good job. Yeah, no, look, I'm gutted for Kaz. It really is the how I'm feeling right now, to be honest. But look, there's next week, I suppose.
Of course, yeah. Well, either way, congratulations. You are the world champion. Enjoy it, and yeah. Are you doing Div 1 at all?
I might do. I'll see.
Fair enough. I wouldn't be surprised if you want to celebrate. But yeah, that is it. That's you world champion, McLaren Constructors champions, and you can just relax for the
Thank you, I
final
appreciate it.
race. Anything from you for Nexi, for Lance?
Yeah, obviously, a deserved championship, winning the first 2 races. Yeah, congratulations for my part, and yeah.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate your support throughout the season for Nexi. It's been absolutely great, and the people who have supported me through the community it's been mighty, and even Kaz has been such a support for me, and Skip. We've both kind of, or like, all 3 of us have kind of pushed each other to get quicker, and I definitely think that we've all benefited from this whole ordeal. I'm a better driver after racing those 2 drivers throughout the season. It's just been incredible, and even Spaza and Golf and those. I'm just so thankful to be racing against these such good drivers.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right then, that is it, I guess. Thanks all 3 of you for joining us in the post-race chat. Great to hear from all of you. Congrats on the podiums, and also, of course, driver of the day for Golf. We'll catch you back this time next week for the final race of the season in Singapore, and with no championships on the line anymore. It will just be for the win, so that promises to be a thriller of a Grand Prix. Thank you as usual to Finexi for joining me. It's a pleasure to have you with me.
Yep, and likewise, mate.
And that's it. Catch Division 1 in roughly 45 minutes, actually exactly 45 minutes. AJ and Simi will do a much better job of commentating than me, and we'll take you through Division 1 around Spain. But until then, it's goodbye from me.